So, Sam, there's pressure to consolidate, and this is just one of the players that's acting on that now.
Yeah, that's right. So this has been there for a couple of years. So you saw a couple of years ago there was actually some very large mergers in the industry. You saw Mundi created a couple of years ago, Standard Life and Aberdeen getting together. This is on a much smaller scale, but this is a company in Jupiter which is very much active management focused. And so the pressure that's coming in from ETFs, passive management, is quite severe for Jupiter.
So walk us through the details of the deal. It's not expected to be completed until, I think, the second half, so there's some arbitrage that can be done.
Second half of the year, and actually the headline number on it, which is this £370 million worth of shares, is quite a bit lower than was initially expected. So when this was reported over the weekend, including by Bloomberg, the price put on it was somewhere in the 400 to 500 million pound range. It could well rise to that because there's some performance-related extras that may come along, but the initial headline is pretty good, and that is why Jupiter shares are reacting so well to this morning.
So what about other shares in the industry? I mean, typically you get, competitors rising or falling in sympathy depending on what's going on. And of course, if there's consolidation pressure, maybe there are other targets out there.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, there's quite a reasonable sized asset management industry still in the UK. Some of it got snapped up a few years ago. You remember Janus Henderson deal, for example, a couple of years ago. There may well be that we're going to see some more of this to come, and because this is also at the lower end, it may well be that it's the smaller asset managers that get snapped up. Right now, with share price wise today, we're not seeing a huge amount of movement, but certainly that's something to look for as we go on.
Has there been any Brexit pressure on these players? I mean, Elisa Martinucci, one of our opinion columnists, has a great piece today about fintech and saying that actually the finance industry has done rather better than expected through this Brexit process. And at least in terms of fintech, it's a hot sector to be in right now in the UK. What about fund management? Yeah,
I think there has been quite a significant Brexit pressure actually on those companies, mainly through stagnation rather than anything else. So there have been some outflows. They're not enormous, but they are putting pressure on companies like Jupiter, Standard Life, Aberdeen. But those companies, as you say, have actually coped pretty well. And so Jupiter comes into this, and they're, of course, then able to go out and buy Merion. They're still in a position where they're reasonably good. One thing I would mention this morning, a lot of analysts are saying this, it looks like a pretty good deal for Jupiter, but it does look like a defensive deal. It looks like them buying something up so that they don't become a target themselves.